Alright guys, this will be the fourth and final video for this assignment. The last thing we did was add styles for when you mouse over or add focus to one of these inputs. And that was here. All the inputs and then just this last one. Okay, so let's go back to the top here. Alright. Rounded corners for the form and inputs. Okay, so this is easy. So I go down here, and for the input, right now if you looked at them, they're squares, which is fine, but we're just going to make them a little prettier. So all inputs, you use border radius, and we're going to use, you can start out with big, 20 pixels, but that looks, you might like that. That's kind of interesting. But what I use a very small radius for this form. So let's go with 3. I think I used 3. Just barely rounded. Just to make it kind of look nice. Alright, so these are nice and rounded. And what was the other thing we were going to add radius to? Oh, the whole thing. So like this whole square, yeah. Alright. So the whole form. Border radius, 3 pixels. Alright. There's that. Looks good. Alright. And then the last thing we're going to do is add a Google font. So I'm going to find this font and add it. And Google fonts, they kind of changed up how they work. So let me hear. Google fonts. So it's a little bit different. So I'm going to search. The font I'm looking for is a handwriting font. So I'm going to uncheck all these guys. And it's called, it starts with an A. Here it is. Amatic SC. So I'm just going to max this out for a second. And here's how Google Fonts works now. It's slightly different. They updated it. So you click on the font you like. And what you want to do is, see where it says select this style? So they have a regular version of this font, and they have like a darker version. I want the darker version. So I click that. And now over here, I can embed it. So you can either use like the link, which would go on the HTML page, or the input, which would go on the style sheet. So I'm going to just take the input, copy that, and I'm going to put that right here. So here it is. This is this font. And then I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put that for the entire body. Now there's something interesting about, like, here's our login form. Right now, this is using the font, and this is using the font, but none of the inputs are using the font. You have to specifically say to use that font for these inputs. Otherwise, it uses a different font. Look, even before we use this font, if I get rid of it, these are different fonts. This is a serif font, and this is a sans serif font. So they're different to begin with. So once I add my font back, if you want your inputs to have the same font, you have to go and actually add it to the input also. So there we go. And let me just put this down to like the actual size of it. Here's the actual size, and let's see. Here's the actual size. So let's see. What's different? The difference is the font size is bigger. So I want to make the font size bigger. So I will go to Labels, Font Size. Right now it's a 16. I'm going to make it 26. I think that's the same. Yeah, it's the same. And inside here, that needs to be bigger too. Looks like it's not quite as big. So I will go to the input, and the font size, and I don't know, 22? Let's see. Yeah, that's not bad. 22. Okay. What else? Oh, the last thing. Here's some more space up here. So for the body, I'm going to give margin top 50 pixels. There we go. Looks like the gray is slightly different, but no biggie. And that's pretty much, that's it. That's how you do the form. Everything is perfectly perfect. So when you would do this, you can pick a different font. And you can pick different colors. Like you don't have to have this blue or... I would make this a gray color. Make the text like a dark color. The borders the dark color, So the text and the borders and the login button should all be this dark color. And then the alternate color will be, doesn't have to be blue, it could be like a pink or red or green. But like when you hover over or you do focus, that should change to that other color. So your colors are going to be a dark color, which is like the default color, and like a fun color. Don't make your fun color like yellow, that's too light. Like a darker, prettier color. But anyway, that is it for this. Yours should look like this when you're done. The font might be different, the colors might be a little different, but pretty much like this. All right. Oh yeah, one last thing. If you use a different font, you might need the font size to be slightly different for it to look good. That's it. Okay, that's all. All right, see ya.